Throughout urban history, the development of public parks has become a staple in American life. Located on the intersections of Highland Street, Park Avenue, Russell Street, and Elm Street, Elm Park holds its name as one of the earliest public parks developed in the United States. After its development, Elm Park would inspire the American public park movement, and some of its designers would go on to developing Central Park by the mid-19th century. To gather some insight into the development of Elm Park, I drove to Worcester's Park and Rec Center. Here, I would conduct an interview with Jeffrey Tomeno, Parks and Rec Coordinator.
Elm Park wasn't the first urban park. Boston, New York had a few parks, but it was one of the leaders in parks. So yes, since 1890, there has been several articles in national magazines. Elm Park is listed on the National Registry of Historical Places in 1970. And Elm Park should not be confused as the oldest public park in the United States. That's in Boston, Massachusetts. But one of the first pieces of land in the U.S. to be purchased through public funds solely for the purpose of becoming a public park. And I think the price of it was around a little over $11,000 at the time. The original purchase of the 27 acres of land was made in 1854. And some years later, in 1888, the city of Worcester bought the neighborhood property, which is Newton Hill. Final purchase ultimately brought the property to the size it is now. Before the property was expanded, Elm Park was nothing more than a large grassy park block. It was basically a swamp.
According to Park Spirit, Elm Park was initially referred to as the New Common, as Worcester quickly adapted to the Industrial Revolution in the mid-19th century. Around this time, Governor Levi Lincoln and John Hammond would end up purchasing a majority of the New Common. Furthermore, Levi's brother, Edward, became the primary designer of Elm Park and would work alongside the Olmsted brothers, whose firm would go on to designing Central Park. By the early 1880s, Elm Park would become a public attraction among Worcester locals for the next 2 centuries. However, those 2 centuries would bring in remarkable change. While Elm Park has changed throughout the centuries, it continues to be a dominant public attraction in Worcester. However, the existence of climate change and global warming continue to be imminent threats towards the environmental life of Elm Park. Therefore, I asked Jeffrey how Elm Park has changed throughout the decades and how the people of Worcester can maintain Elm Park's natural environment.
Based on my experience, I think it's evolved pretty good with all the development around it, the way you access the park. The park, like I said, is used for passive recreational activities. We do several special events there. It has Friends of Newton Hill and Park Spirit do tons of activities. It's used as a community gathering point. As when the park was originally there now, the park is ADA accessible. So all users can utilize the park. So it's definitely been changing with the times. So trash has always been a big problem in all of our parks. So if we do have trash barrels, but if people can make sure their trash goes in the barrels and we pick it up so it can be recycled, or what they bring in and take out would be even better. And regarding global warming changes, the park there's not much parking. So a lot of people get to the park by pedestrian or bicycle, and quite a few we're trying to get there. We're not there yet, but we're trying to connect all of our parks by some type of hiking trail or biking route. And those would be some of the ways to help the park and in the city in general.